Yo, what's good? We are back here today on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Definitely, I've been having a lot of fun on this game, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of not that good, you know. I'm slightly above average, and we're gonna emphasize on the word slightly. But to be honest, I haven't played Call of Duty since BO3, so getting used to the mechanics and having this curve, I wasn't expecting to be any good, especially since I haven't really been playing any first-person shooters. But this is part one of a 3-part video, and that way I can minimize and not make some 30-40 minute video and break it up into pieces. But yeah, this is just some information for all the people that'll be getting this game either tonight, Christmas Eve, or get it tomorrow for Christmas, or if you already have the game and you're kind of struggling and you've watched several other YouTubers like J God, Who is Immortal, and Exclusive Ace, those guys, they're definitely really good at the game and have a really good understanding, and that might be their information might be a little more advanced. At least I thought it was. I didn't start off watching any videos at all, but this is the information I'm going to give you is something that I would have liked to have had from the beginning. It's just really basic stuff, right? I started playing this game maybe a day or two after I got the PS5, so the 14th. So yeah, November 14th I started playing this. I don't know why the date is important, but yeah, I started playing the game, and I've always been down to grind any game, no matter what the game is. I like to grind, which is why the first thing I did was not jump and try to watch any videos. But the first gun that was really good at the time, before they nerfed it, everyone was using the MP5. Well, with the MP5, I was still, getting dumpstered on. And I mean, like, you can see here and you can look at my KD with it. It's a 0.49, right? My KD at one point was as low as 0.37. So, I did double my KD, and I'll explain to you guys exactly how over the course of each video to make it make more sense. But one thing I want to say is the gun that you start with is going to make a nice difference. And two, the settings that you choose will also make a huge difference. And you won't start off with the KD like how I started off with, man. RIP to the MP5. But yeah, so the gun that I highly recommend you start off with is the AK-47. Not anything else. The AK-47. Like you can see here with the XM4, I started getting better. I started playing, a little differently. But the AK, that's the one you want to use. And I'm going to show you guys a clip as to why. That was legit my first game with the AK. That is a base AK with 0 attachments. And as you see there, I was getting score streak. My KD was super high, and like it's just amazing. And games like that will give you that confidence booster, and like I said, I don't not good. I'm like slightly above average. So if I can do that, you can do it too. Trust me. But I want you to look at this AK right here. This is with no ADS at all. Okay, no ADS at all. And then here it is with ADS. There's like no recoil whatsoever. Okay, there is like no recoil. This is the gun you should start with. This, and you pick a shotgun, and you know, you can pick the Gallo, which is a lot more forgiving than the other shotgun, the Howard 77. It's a lot more forgiving than that gun. I wouldn't suggest using the Howard 77 unless you have like decent aim, because the Gallo, you can spray that. You can damn near spray the Gallo. So I would go with that one. But run those two guns. Those are the two guns you should start with, and you should start off pretty decently with those guns. So now let's talk about settings. Settings are real, simple and straightforward. As far as audio, you want to have some decent headphones, and you want to put your setting on high boost. I got this, I believe, from Who Is Immortal. I will attest that they are slightly better than the headphone preset. The footsteps do sound a little bit louder to me. Like you can even hear ninja footsteps. So I would definitely suggest using that. As far as voice chat volume, I always suggest keeping it low, somewhere around 5 or 6. You usually don't really need to hear anyone, because sometimes people get loud and then you can't hear footsteps, and then it's like it just will throw off your game. So that's that. Now, as far as in this graphics section, Colorblind, I'm running Tritanopia. I forgot who I got that from, but it's also something I use in Fortnite, so it was the one that made the most sense. But you can copy this if you want to. For me, it does make a little difference. I wouldn't say it's like an astronomical difference. It gives you like some super edge, but use it if you want. As far as FOV, this will vary. If you're playing on a TV, honestly, if you're playing on a TV, you probably don't want to be higher than a 90, 95 at the most, because you don't want to make it to where it's too hard for you to see. Yes, having the extra, field of view will let you see more enemies, but if you're not on a monitor, then it's gonna be a struggle. So if you're on a monitor, anywhere between 95 and 110 I think is good. And if you're on the TV, like I said, don't go higher than a 90. That's just my opinion. Now, as far as the ADS FOV, I chose independent. I'm not sure what anyone else uses. I chose this one because you see on the left, the building, it looks a little closer versus if you have it on the other setting, affected, then what happens is you see it still looks a little further. So the point of ADSing is so you can get in closer. So obviously, independent is the one that makes the most sense. I don't really got to explain too much about that, but again, everyone is different. Especially if you're on a TV, I would definitely suggest doing independent no matter what. No matter what you do, choose independent for your ADS. Okay? If you're on a TV, choose independent. It's different for a monitor, because monitor you can kind of get away with it, especially if you're using a sniper. If you're using a sniper, as you see, at a certain zoom, it's not affected anyway. So yeah. But yeah, as far as that, disable motion blur. I know I kind of went over that fast, but yeah, one more thing, disable motion blur. Now, as far as my controller settings, I'm not saying copy this. This is just what I'm using now, but the only thing that I do recommend is change the settings from the default. Trust me, the default settings are horrible. For me, I got the horizontal on an 8 so I can have like good movement, look around, you know, that type of stuff. And then my vertical, I usually always keep my vertical lower than my horizontal, no matter what game I'm playing. So, you know, but anyway, like I said, you can copy these if you want to. I really didn't want to go over like controller settings. You know, there's tons of videos on that. So this really wasn't about that. This is more about me saying, find some settings that work for you. The best way to find out what settings work for you is to go into custom games or versus bots. You know, either one of those, okay? Either one of those modes will give you like the opportunity, okay? Because that's all it is, the opportunity to shoot at moving targets, okay? You shoot at moving targets, that will help you figure out exactly which one to go with. Now, as far as these aim assist things, the only thing I'll say is this: I have tried all 4. Okay, I've tried all 4. Right now I'm on standard, but in that clip I was on precision. The one thing I will say is that precision and focusing, they slow. Oh my gosh, they slow it down so much when you get in like close to the enemy. So I can't say, you know, like it just depends on who you are, but it slows down like by a lot. So standard, it slows down when you're in the vicinity of the enemy, but not as much as the other 2. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna stick with standard. But yeah, dead zones, I dropped those down to 5. Again, find some settings that work for you, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to drop in this video. I'm going to drop the second part tomorrow on Christmas, and I'm going to go over play styles, okay? You got to find a play style that, you know, you want to start with, and you got to stick to that play style, you know, for each gun, each game. You know, I'll go over it in the next video. But other than that, man, I hope y'all have a merry Christmas, okay? I know I said that backwards. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.